Hello, my name is John Rose, and in this video I'd like to take a real brief look at the Psychopath Handbook. And once I explain that in more detail, I'm going to use that to answer a really interesting question. Is there a global conspiracy? Well, to start with the Psychopath Handbook, let's go back to 2003 when I was doing a whole lot of research on addictions, especially crack cocaine. I was going to message boards for crackheads and for families and friends of crackheads. And it was always fascinating to hear someone come on these message boards, especially the families and friends message board, and someone tell their story about the experience they had gone through. And of course everyone else on that message board would chime in saying, what is going on? Do these guys have a handbook? Is there a crackhead handbook that they're all following? Because we see the same thing over and over. But it wasn't until I started studying more about how the world really works and psychopaths and con artists and magicians, I finally realized that it wasn't a crackhead handbook that these poor lost souls had. It was a psychopath handbook, because when you do crack cocaine, it damages part of our frontal lobe, the part that allows us to make good decisions, which is one reason why this drug is so dangerous, because it doesn't allow us to make good decisions. And interesting, that ties into the fall of mankind, which also damaged our ability to think clearly. Now, the interesting part about all this, once I realized that it's not a crackhead handbook, that's a psychopath handbook, that it appears like they're all in cahoots, that they're all getting together, and of course a lot of them are, but it looks bigger than it is simply because they all have the psychopath handbook. They all have the same MO. So what's happened to us from the fall of mankind? We made one mistake that was really big. It was so big they called it the fall of mankind, and they said that because we lost a golden age we used to have. And what happened is we basically lost one of our senses. We destroyed one of our senses from the mistake we made, and now we're disconnected. Now what we got keeps us where we're at. Now our collective shadow keeps us where we're at. Now the sickest of us keeps us sick. And all we have to do to get out of this dilemma is to get healthy. And where do we begin? Well, click here and do the first of a 3-step process I perfected. And when you do, I guarantee you're in for a treat.